again, everyone. Today we'll be working with VMware for the PC, and in this video I will be showing you how to create a website on a web server. We'll set up bindings for the site, and we will test the site connectivity by using another virtual machine. To begin this, I already have the role installed on mine, but if you don't, you need the IIS services role, and if you don't have it installed, you'd go to Server Manager, click on roles in the left pane, then you would just click on Add Roles, and then you would select Web Server IIS from that, and then whenever you click Install on there, you will more than likely get a pop-up telling you that the installation will have to install other required features as well, and the required features that it needs to install is the Windows Process Activation Service. After you have all that installed, in your administrative tools you will have a new option here called the Internet Information Services Manager. This is where you can create your websites and make changes to it. And right now we'll be going on with step 1 of creating a website. After you bring up your IIS manager, in the left pane you'll see your server that you have it installed on. Go ahead and expand that node, and then underneath that you will see sites, and you need to expand that node as well. You can see here that I already have a couple of sites running, but to install a site, go ahead and right click on sites and then click Add Website in the box that pops up, and then this is the Add Website dialog box. At the top here you have site name. I'm going to name mine Policies DC, with the DC at the end standing for the machine that I'm hosting this on. The physical path is, I had created a folder before starting this video that has the website information in it. I'm gonna go ahead and browse to that. Mine's under Administrator. Then I saved it under Documents and Policies DC. Go ahead and highlight that and click OK. And then underneath the physical path you'll see Pass-Through Authentication. I'm gonna go ahead and click Connect As. And in the Connect As dialog box you'll see Path Credentials and then Specific User, which is what we'll be doing. And what this does is whenever someone connects to the website, it's like them logging on to the website with this specific user's credentials. Go ahead and click that and click Set. The username I'm going to type in is Student DC. I have a student user's name for all my virtual machines. Go ahead and key in the password. And go ahead and click OK, close that out. Go ahead and test the settings. The authentication and authorization tests were successful. Go ahead and close that out. And down at the bottom of this Add Website dialog box you'll see the bindings, and in the type you can change it from HTTP or HTTPS. HTTPS is a secure line. Your IP address, you would want to change this if you had multiple websites running. You could change it to you can make your websites have different IP addresses, and the port I'm just going to leave it at 80. And in the host name, I'm going to be typing policies dc.contoso.com. You would type in whatever host name you have for this. My host is my DC machine, which is contoso.com. After you have that keyed in, go ahead and click OK. I do have Start Website Immediately checked down at the bottom. Click OK. Now we've got the website made. I'm going to go ahead and in the left pane of our IIS manager under sites, click on our new website. Double click directory browsing. We'll enable that. Go ahead and click back. Now that we have the website and now that we have our website created, we'll have to go to our DNS manager. If you don't have that installed, you'd have to go to your server manager and then go to the bring up the add features wizard, and then you'd have to go to the remote server administration tools, and underneath that you'll see role administration tools, and then underneath that you will see the DNS server tools, and that's what you need to install. After you have that installed, go to administrative tools and you'll have a new option called DNS. We'll go ahead and open that up, and need to expand the 2020 server DC, and then we'll expand the forward lookup zones node, and then in the left pane we'll click on contoso.com, and in the right pane we're going to right click and we're going to click on new alias CNAME, and this brings up the new resource record box. The first box you have here says alias name, and I'm going to name mine Policies DC because that's what I want my website name to be. And you can see here underneath that the fully qualified domain name says policiesdc.contoso.com, and underneath that you see fully qualified domain name for target host. I'm going to go ahead and click browse. You can see my server 2020 server DC shows up here. I'm going to highlight that, click OK. Next, go ahead and click on the forward lookup zones and click OK. And then I'm going to click on the contoso.com forward lookup zone, click OK once again. And you can see here in the scroll down box it says 2020 server DC, type is host. Go ahead and check that and click OK. And you have another option down here that says allow any authenticated user to update all DNS records with the same name. This setting applies only to DNS records for a new name. I wouldn't advise this because anybody that is allowed to get on there can get in here and change your settings even if you don't want them to. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. You can see here now that I have a Policies DC alias that's redirecting to my 2020 server DC.contoso.com. I'm going to go ahead and close that out, and back in our IIS manager I'm going to go ahead and highlight that, and that on the right side I'm going to click on the link for the browse website, and you can see here that it's brought up the website successfully. I have my DNS manager opened up once again, and in the left pane I'm going to expand my server DC node, click on expand the forward lookup zones, and click on contoso.com. And before I made the alias, I wasn't allowed to connect to my website. It would just say that there was a connection error. You can see here that that is my Policies DC alias, and I also have a Sales DC alias. It directs to the same host, but if you were to open up the Sales DC properties, you'd see that even though it's directing to the same host, that it is also directing to a different website name. This one for my Sales DC is salesdc.contoso.com, and the one for my Policies DC is policiesdc.contoso.com. So that's how you use the DNS manager to tell, whenever a user types in a URL, it tells the server, says, hey, they want to pull up this one. I know we're hosting 3 or 4 websites on this one server, but through the use of these domain names that we have the users type into the website, into the address bar, then I as the server know which one I need to send back to the user. Okay, now we'll be moving on to the last step of this tutorial, which I'm logged on to my 2020 server 01 machine. We're going to test to see if we are able to get onto the websites that we've made. The website address was policiesdc.contoso.com, was the one that I made during the video. You can see here that it's pulled up the site successfully with the header of Contoso Ltd policies, and it also shows the web page name. Now we'll try and connect to the one I had made before that I made previously before starting the video, which is salesdc.contoso.com. And you can see that this is also came up successfully with the header of Contoso Ltd sales and the website name. And that concludes the video for Lab 5.